What's good, YouTube? Chris from Innovation here, bringing you guys another episode of Duel series. On today's episode, we have three great matches for you guys today. The first match that you guys will see will be up against the Heraldic deck, the OCG version, of course, none of that TCG stuff. The second deck will be I guess, OCG version of Batteryman. And last but not least, the boss battle tonight will be an epic battle against the also powerful Necroz deck. So as you can see, I opened up pretty good right now. I set 3 back row, all mass cards, and Shadow Mist. And he goes for the Heraldic Beast Unicorn, and it took me a second there to read the card. I didn't know what he did. And he has the Snatch Steal. So luckily he didn't try to take Shadow Mist. Well, if he would have, I would have just chained Mass Change to negate the Snatch Steal. But yeah, he had a Snatch Steal, which would have sucked if I would have went Dark Law first turn. Good thing I didn't. And he took my Summoner Monk. And he just set 2 back row, and he's gonna try to attack over my Shadow Mist. And I actually had forcing me to use the Mass Change, allowing me to bring out Dark Law. So yeah, right now I'm just gonna search for my alias, and I do have the Mass Charge in my hand. So, and I do have another Mass Change on the field. So, because main phase 2, I guess his plan was to, once he made the 1-on-1, main phase 2, try to take my Dark Law, but he didn't anticipate the Mass Change second. So yeah, I went through 3 of them already, and this time I just used Mass Charge. And right now, guys, you're gonna see me combo him out because face down is my other card is Form Change, which I believe is a pretty decent card. For you guys that did not know what Form Change does, you basically return a fusion from your side of the field to the extra deck. I think it's a hero fusion, and get a fusion from the extra deck that's the same level, mass hero fusion or something like that. Pretty much, you can swap out the levels as long as they have a different name to make it simple. So it's good for putting in damage. So I attack for damage, and then Form Change into a asset and wipe his back row and attack for game, leave him with 700. And at this point, he's just gonna scoop it up because he sees that he has no more resources. Now we're playing up against the dreaded Batteryman deck. Now Batteryman was also, in my opinion, it's a pretty good deck simply because of the fact that they can OTK. But honestly, at the same time, so many different decks do so many different things. Batteryman is one of those decks like, it's going to try to go for us one big OTK push, and if they can't get that off, they're just going to lose. As you guys can see in this video, because I pretty much stopped all of their attacks. But we had a pretty good duel going back and forth. And I opened pretty well, you know, the first turn Dark Law play. I didn't want to wait the second turn because I wanted to get in some heavy damage now. And I was kind of being cocky, relying on a Soul Charge to put in work for me because I'm like, okay, people aren't running Mirror Force no more. They're not running Deep Prison. The worst you can do is do a Vanity's Emptiness, and he didn't flip the Emptiness on it when I went Mass Change. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just going to try to go on for some easy damage and finish him off on the following turn. And I did have double Mirror Force for backup. And the reason why I made a Dark Law and did first rather than just attacking with Shadow Mist, because usually when someone sets, 9 times out of 10 they're going to be either playing BA and or Shadows in the next format. So if you guys have a way to just do some heavy damage in real quick on your opponent to get them down really low and you got some back row, always make the Dark Law and either regaki their monster, face that monster away, and or just try to beat over because you can never know what they're going to do in the following turn. Not saying that that's always going to be the optimal play, but if you know that they're playing, let's say for example BA, you have a regaki in your hand, or once again you want to put in heavy damage, just make the Dark Law. You don't have to hold it, especially if you have a card like Mass Charge or Soul Charge, because those cards allow you to recover back. So anyway, he went up for the Monarch Stormforth, which is the stupidest card. I still hate that card. It is so retarded. Tribute off my Dark Law for that Batteryman that, believe it, asked one to the field. Yeah, he asked a special one from the field. Batteryman Charger. And he's gonna try to push for damage now like Batteryman does. And this is what I was talking about with when they go for their big push to try to OTK you. And you're gonna see him trying to think about it for a while. And I believe he special summons one more time, if I'm not mistaken. Because he's gonna tribute off his Batteryman to bounce by my Blade Armor Ninja. For he could try to push in damage on me. So yeah, he did go for the second one, like I said. And right now, I think if I didn't have the Mirror Forces set, that would have put me at, let's see, they are boosted by 300 thanks to Batteryman Charger, I believe. So that would have been like 48, about 59 damage, and then he probably would have made a Exceed play that could have wrecked me. So anyway, in my following turn, I just go to Soul Charge. I was thinking about shepherding back 3 monsters, but I realized I'm like, okay, this ain't gadgets. So I'm going to bring back my whole graveyard to go ham. Just Soul Charge back to Shadow Mist, get the Mass Change again, set up my field and pass, because if I bring up back anything else, I couldn't tackle with it, so it wouldn't matter. And not to mention, Heroes is not the type of deck that you could bring back a bunch of stuff out the graveyard and just set up with. Unless you're just gonna go Mass Change, set up Wombo combo with Master Key Beetle and just set up some amazing field, but that rarely happens. And plus, not to mention, Stratos not being in the graveyard is a thing too. I wish Stratos was off the ban list, because bringing him back with a Soul Charge could be really epic. So anyway, he tries to go for the 9-volt, and I chained Mass Change into the Dark Law. Now I'm gonna try to banish card out of his graveyard, and luckily for me, guys, I hit the Infernal Reckless Summon. So good God knows what kind of combo he could have pulled off, because obviously I don't have no Dark Laws in my deck, and if he could have pulled off a good combo on me, like something spamming out to the field with that card, I probably could have lost against like some powerful XYZ he could have brung out. So right now he's taking a long turn to think, and I'm just sitting here like, man, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Like, I really hate, honestly, when sometimes people take a long time, even in real life. Not saying that I don't take a long time, because sometimes I take my sweet time making moves. But you know, it's like you're not gonna complain when you do it. Obviously, it's one of those things where it's like someone does it on you, you're just like, hurry up, dude. I don't want to be here all day. So he finally decides to make his move. He makes a triple A. Now at this point, I'm like, okay, I got a Mirror Force set. He's probably just gonna make a Castile or another 101 to get rid of my Dark Law, and that's those cards I feel like, okay, if he does that, I have the Dark Hole and the Alias to try to defend myself. And he makes this new card called Diamond Crab King. I believe we do not have this in the TCG yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have not seen the one at my locals with it, but I do know we're supposed to be getting it soon, or we already got it. And he tried to attack over me, and I'm like, Mirror Force, get that shit out of here. And he just scoops it up at that point, because I'm assuming he had no more resources. And last but not least, the duel that you guys all wanted to see, the epic battle against the Nekroz. So I opened up pretty good, you guys can see. Summon the Monk, pretty much Snatch Steal, another Shadow Mist, and another Monk. That is a really good starting hand. Not having no back row sucks, but at the same time, I believe going into the next format, when we know everyone's going to be just using BA, Shadows, and then the Clee Force, not having back row really ain't going to be that much big of a deal. But against Ondian, you get your bunch of rogue decks that you really don't know what you're going to play, and they run a fuck ton of back row. So almost every move you make is going to be stopped with something like a Deep Prison or a Phoenix Change. You guys know what I'm talking about. So at this point, I didn't even know he was playing, so I guess he was trying to bait me into using my Mass Change. So a lot of players, even me when I first started using the deck, to our fellow team member Ninjanos told us, what am I saying us for? Us is the Team Innovation, all of you guys, but until fellow team member, aka subscriber Ninjanos, told me I should stop Mass Changing every time on my opponent's standby phase, because they can either Snatch Steal me, Dark Hole me. I'm like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. So I've been taking his advice, and it's been working. Thanks, Ninjanos, if you're watching. And I just been holding it out and baiting out their cards with the Mass Change. So yeah, always wait to bait at their cards when you're using Mass Change and Shadow Mist. Never just right away Dark Law, because they can do so many different things, especially in the TCG since we have Regeki. They can just do a lot. So right now he books a move my Dark Law and go for his, I believe that's the Gungnir? Yeah, that's Gungnir. And I'm like, okay, Dark Law pales in comparison to her stats, but I do have Snatch Steals. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna attack him for game, and he has the MST play. And this is where things start getting interesting, because I'm gonna make the Castell play to return Gungnir back to attempt to return Gungnir back to the deck. And I forgot he had the Trishula in his hand, so he's just gonna negate it with Trishula. And I'm like, what is he doing? Why did he send that card from the graveyard? And I'm like, oh yeah, Trishula negates. I'm screwed. I'm like, okay, at this point I misplayed. I should have just made something else. And he's just gonna run over Dark Law with Gungnir. And in this turn, I'm like, okay, I can Dark Hole. And I ripped the Miracle Fusion, so I'm like, yes, that's boss right there. But okay, I'll just go for the Summoner Monk play again. Instead of Dark Hole in the Fit Away, I'll just bring out Shadow Mist, make a Dark Law, and play Miracle Fusion and make a Shining. So if just for whatever reason Shining dies, like if I get Regaki or Dark Hole, because I don't know what he's playing, I will be able to get monsters back from my, basically be able to replenish my hand that I just lost for doing all these hyper combo finishes, as I like to call them. So with that spare monsters I have in the field, I make the Exton Knight. I'm surprised I didn't go for the... I could have sworn I went Dark Law this time. I must have forgot. I recorded this duel about a week ago. Sorry for forgetting and making that error that I just made. So yeah, I guess I went for the Exton and then went Castell and decided to go Shining. Oh yeah, I remember now. My main purpose was I was like, okay, I can make Dark Law, but I still won't be able to get over Gungnir. But I'm like, okay, I can make Shining, run over that Gungnir, and then go Form Change, attack his life point directly with Koga. I could have OTK'd him that turn, so yeah, that's what I did. Once again, sorry guys for that error, but we all make mistakes here and there. So I'm waiting to attack him, and I guess he's spanking. And once again, this is one of the most like, hurry up guy. I don't know what you're doing, but I don't want to be here all day. Yes, I complain. So what? And I guess he's debating on what he's gonna do. And honestly, I was kind of stuck for a minute. I honestly forgot that Nekroz do have two cards that can be activated during the battle phase. One that ends the battle phase, and one that boosts their monsters up by 1,000, which is the Kalut. And he's pretty much at this point going to use the one that boosts up the life points by 1,000, making Gungnir 3,500, enough to beat over my Shining. So as you can see, he just dropped it right there, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And I thought I was going to be in pretty position. I'm like, oh crap, I got this Form Change in the field. I couldn't chain it during the damage step. But hey, at least I got my Shining, my Alias, and my Shadow Mist. Alias and Shadow Mist. So I'm like, okay, I have my full hand right now with the Form Change. I'm like, okay, I just end my turn pass. And he drops for his turn now. And I'm thinking, like, what is he going to do? I'm at 5,400, and he's at 6,000. If anything, I'll hopefully be able to top deck another mass change or a mass charge, I'm sorry, and come back. So he goes for the Maju, and right now he's gonna make a big Trishula play on me, and I'm like, great. Then I realized, like, hold on, how did he make Trishula? And I had to remember, oh yeah, that Necroz mirror allows you to use material out of your graveyard to bring monsters out, and he used the one guy that can be counted as tributes for an entire Necroz monster. So basically right now I'm about to get Trishula, guys. So and I have the Exile Knight on the field, but unfortunately for me, I have more cards than him, so Exile Knight wouldn't be able to use the effect. So he banishes the other one, Castell, runs over the Exile Knight to deal more damage and hit me directly, bring me down to 700. And at this point, I honestly thought I lost until I top decked the mass chart. This card is so amazing. And honestly, I can't lie, I really enjoyed this duel because we both went back and forth. Card exchanges were really good, and this stuff got real in this duel, honestly, as you guys are about to see. So and this is the reason why I wanted Alias. Koga is a beast. For you guys that do not know what Koga does, he's able to banish during either player's turn, banish a hero monster out of your graveyard to reduce opponent's monster on the field stats by attack power by the hero monster attack power you have in your grave that you just banished. So I just basically got a 2-for-1. Alias ran over his Senju or Manju, whatever he had in the field, and then Koga ran over his Trishula. Now he has Gungnir in the field. And he says one pass, and I ripped the MST. So at this point, I'm like, yeah, I got game. I'm just gonna use Koga, Bandage, make Gungnir weak, and then I'm gonna make Excalibur and deal his 4,000 damage per game. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's duel. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Have a good day.